Welcome to Emma's English. Hey English learners, welcome back to Emma's English Talk, your cozy little place to learn real everyday English through natural conversations. I'm Emma.
And I'm Tom. We are so happy to have you join us today for another casual chat where you can boost your listening skills.
Today, we are diving deep into a minor daily struggle that I think absolutely everyone around the world has experienced at least once.
Oh, I am intrigued already. What kind of daily struggle are we talking about today, Emma? Is it something in the kitchen?
No, it is not in the kitchen, but it does involve water. It is the incredibly frustrating challenge of adjusting the shower dial to get the perfect temperature.
Oh my goodness, yes, the millimeter shower struggle. This is a classic everyday battle that honestly feels like a high-stakes science experiment.
Exactly. You turn the handle just a tiny fraction of a millimeter to the left, and suddenly you are standing in a freezing Arctic blizzard.
And then you panic and turn it a tiny bit to the right, and instantly you feel like you're stepping into a boiling volcano.
It is so true. There is almost no middle ground in some showers. It is either ice age or lava.
I deal with this almost every single morning, and it really tests my patience before I have even had my first cup of coffee.
I knew you would relate to this, Tom. I actually had a particularly bad experience with my shower this morning, which is what inspired this topic.
Oh, tell me more. What happened to your shower this morning? Did it refuse to cooperate?
It was playing completely by its own rules today. I spent a good 5 minutes shivering outside the stream of water trying to get it right.
5 minutes is a long time when you are cold and naked waiting for the water to warm up.
It felt like an eternity. I was standing there, nudging the handle back and forth, hoping for a miracle.
I think we have all been there. It is a universal human experience.
It really is. And it got me thinking about how much we take modern plumbing for granted until it decides to make our lives difficult.
Absolutely. We expect hot water to just work perfectly, but the reality is often much more complicated.
Yes, it is. So today, we are going to explore this funny, relatable topic in detail and share some of our own shower horror stories.
This is going to be a fun one. I have a feeling our listeners are going to be nodding their heads in agreement the whole time.
I hope so. It's always comforting to know that we are not alone in these silly little daily battles.
Definitely. It makes the world feel a bit smaller and more connected.
Well said, Tom. Let us get right into the heart of the conversation and talk about our shower setups.
Lead the way, Emma. I am ready to spill all my secrets about my morning routine.
Fantastic. Let's do it.
So, Emma, tell me about your current shower. Is it one of those modern ones with digital temperature settings, or is it more traditional?
Oh, I wish I had a digital one. No, my apartment building is quite old, so the pipes in my building are incredibly temperamental.
Temperamental is a great word here. It means something is really unpredictable or moody, right? Like it changes its behavior suddenly, without warning.
Yes, exactly. A temperamental machine or system is one that works fine 1 minute and then completely fails or acts up the next minute.
My shower is exactly the same way. It definitely has a temperamental personality.
It really does. Some days it is perfectly fine, and other days it seems to have a personal grudge against me.
I swear these old plumbing systems can sense our stress levels and decide to act up when we are in a hurry.
I completely agree with that theory. If I have an early meeting, that is the exact day the shower decides to be difficult.
So how do you actually find that perfect middle ground where the water's comfortable?
It takes an incredible amount of precision. I have to slowly search for the sweet spot.
Ah, the sweet spot. You mean the absolute perfect position or balance where everything is ideal and works exactly the way you want it to, right?
Yes, that is it. In this case, the sweet spot is that tiny magical zone on the dial where the water is neither too hot nor too cold.
Finding the sweet spot on a shower dial is like trying to crack a safe. You have to move it by microscopic increments.
Microscopic is the right word. If you move it even a hair to the left, it will scald you.
Ooh, scald is a strong word. That means to burn someone with very hot liquid or steam, does it not?
Exactly. To scald means to cause a painful burn from extremely hot water. And believe me, my shower has scalded me more than once.
That sounds painful and dangerous. There is nothing worse than that sudden shock of burning hot water hitting your back.
It is terrifying. You instantly jump out of the way and try to press yourself against the cold tiles of the shower wall.
I know that exact jump. It's like a reflex action. You become a gymnast for a split second.
Yes, you suddenly have amazing agility when you are trying to escape a stream of boiling water.
It is a survival instinct, but then the alternative is just as bad when the water turns freezing cold.
Oh, definitely. The shock of ice-cold water in the morning is enough to wake you up faster than any double espresso.
That is true. Some people actually pay money to do cold plunges, but I prefer my cold shocks to be voluntary, not accidental.
Me too. I do not want an accidental ice bath at 7 in the morning.
It really ruins the peaceful vibe of a morning. You want your shower to be a relaxing sanctuary.
Instead, it becomes a battle of wits between you and a metal handle.
Do you have a single handle that you rotate, or do you have two separate knobs for hot and cold?
I have the single handle that you rotate. I find those are the hardest to control because they combine both pressure and temperature.
Oh, those are the worst. The double knob system is slightly easier because you can adjust the hot and cold independently.
Yes, with double knobs, you can leave the hot knob alone once you find the right level and just adjust the cold knob.
Exactly. It gives you a bit more control over the ratio, but the single handle is just chaos.
It really is. It feels like a dial on a combination lock. 1 millimeter too far and you are locked out of comfort.
Do you ever try to mark the sweet spot on the dial with a pen or a piece of tape?
I have honestly thought about doing that, but the problem is that the temperature of the water entering the building changes depending on the season.
Oh, that is a very good point. In the winter, the cold water coming in is much colder, so the sweet spot shifts.
Exactly. So the sweet spot in January is in a completely different position compared to the sweet spot in July.
That means you have to constantly recalibrate your measurements throughout the year.
Yes, it's a never-ending process of adjustment and discovery.
It's like a seasonal puzzle that you can never permanently solve.
That's a perfect description. Just when you think you have mastered your shower, the weather changes and you have to start over.
It's a struggle that is particularly bad in older apartment buildings where the water pressure is shared.
Oh, don't get me started on shared water pressure. That's a whole different level of anxiety.
If your neighbor decides to wash their dishes while you're showering, it's game over.
It really is. You're just standing there, enjoying a nice warm shower, and suddenly you hear the pipes groan.
That groan is the warning signal. You know something terrible is about to happen to the water temperature.
Yes, you have about 3 seconds to react before the system goes completely wild.
It's like a suspense movie. You're just waiting for the disaster to strike.
And then you have to stand in the corner of the shower tub waiting for the neighbor to finish their dishes.
It makes you want to knock on their door and ask them to coordinate their chore schedule with your shower routine.
I have actually been tempted to do that. Maybe we need a shared calendar for the building.
That would be hilarious. Imagine booking your shower slot on a shared app to avoid temperature fluctuations.
It sounds ridiculous, but honestly, it might be worth it for the peace of mind.
I think a lot of people would agree with you on that.
It's just one of those funny little aspects of modern living that we have to laugh about.
Definitely. If we didn't laugh, we would just be angry every morning.
And that's no way to start the day.
Absolutely not. We need to keep our sense of humor about these small struggles.
Yes, we do.
You know, Emma, this struggle is not just limited to our own homes. It is actually much worse when you travel.
Oh, hotel showers are a completely different level of difficulty. Every single hotel shower is a unique puzzle.
Yes, they are. You walk into a hotel bathroom and the shower handle looks like it was designed by an alien spaceship engineer.
Exactly. You see these strange buttons, dials, and levers, and you have absolutely no idea which way is hot or cold.
And there are never any instructions. You just have to guess and hope for the best.
I always feel like I am trying to disarm a bomb when I am in a hotel shower. I slowly turn a handle, holding my breath.
And sometimes the delay is what gets you. You turn the handle, nothing happens, so you turn it more.
Yes, the lag time. The water takes a while to travel through the pipes, so you think it is still cold, and you turn it to maximum hot.
And then suddenly the hot water finally arrives, and the whole system seems to go haywire.
Yes, go haywire. We use go haywire to describe something that suddenly goes completely out of control or starts acting crazy.
My hotel showers almost always go haywire because of that delay. I get impatient, turn the dial too far, and then get blasted with steam.
It is a classic mistake. You have to be patient and wait at least 30 seconds after each tiny adjustment.
But who has 30 seconds to wait when they are cold and trying to get ready for a busy day of sightseeing?
No one. We're all impatient. We want instant results.
And hotel water pressure can be so fickle, too. 1 minute it's a strong stream, and the next minute it is a tiny drip.
Fickle is such a sophisticated word. It means changing frequently and unpredictably, like someone who cannot make up their mind, or in this case, the unstable water pressure.
Yes, my water pressure is extremely fickle. It feels like the shower is constantly changing its mind about how much water it wants to give me.
That is so annoying. You're trying to rinse shampoo out of your hair, and the water pressure just disappears.
It is incredibly frustrating. You're left standing there with soap in your eyes, waiting for the water to return.
That has happened to me at a friend's house before. That is actually even more awkward than a hotel.
Oh, taking a shower at someone else's house is a very delicate social situation.
It really is. You do not want to complain to your host, but you also don't want to freeze or burn yourself.
And you don't want to use all their hot water either, so you feel pressured to be quick.
Yes, the pressure is real. You are trying to decode their temperamental shower while also being a polite guest.
I always feel like their shower handle is playing hardball with me.
Oh, to play hardball. In this context, you mean the shower handle is acting tough, stubborn, and refusing to cooperate easily, right?
Yes, exactly. To play hardball usually means to act in a tough, uncompromising way to get what you want, but I like to use it for stubborn objects that refuse to move smoothly.
That is a great way to use it. A stubborn shower dial that requires a lot of physical strength to turn is definitely playing hardball.
It really is. You have to grip it with a towel just to get enough leverage to turn it a millimeter.
And then you turn it too far because it finally gave way with a sudden jerk.
Exactly. It's a battle of physical strength and mental patience.
I think we need a universal standard for shower designs. Why can we not just have a simple digital screen where we type in the exact temperature we want?
That would be the dream. Just type in 38 degrees Celsius and the machine does the rest.
Yes, no more guessing, no more millimeter adjustments, no more surprises.
Some luxury hotels have those systems now, but they are still quite rare in normal homes.
We can only hope that technology becomes more common and affordable in the future.
Until then, we're stuck playing this daily game of shower roulette.
Shower roulette. That is a perfect name for it. You never know what you're going to get.
It keeps life exciting, I suppose, although I could do with a little less excitement in the morning.
Me too. I prefer my mornings to be as boring and predictable as possible.
I think most people do. A predictable morning is a peaceful morning.
Absolutely. And a peaceful morning sets a positive tone for the rest of the day.
It really does. So let's hope our showers decide to cooperate a bit more in the future.
Yes, let's hope they stop playing hardball with us.
Indeed.
Before we finish today, thinking about our daily struggles with water temperatures and stubborn dials reminded me of some great natural phrases we used. We should talk about how we can use these in other situations.
That is a wonderful idea. It is always great to see how these words can be applied to different aspects of daily life.
For example, we talked about how my building's plumbing system is temperamental.
Yes, and we can also use temperamental to describe people, can we not?
Absolutely. A person who is temperamental has moods that change very quickly and unpredictably.
Right, like a temperamental artist or a temperamental boss who is happy 1 minute and angry the next.
Exactly. We can also use it for technology, like a temperamental computer that only works when it wants to.
I think everyone has owned a temperamental laptop or smartphone at some point.
Definitely. And what about the phrase sweet spot? We used it for the perfect shower temperature, but it is used in sports too.
Yes, in tennis or baseball, the sweet spot is the exact area on the racket or bat that hits the ball most effectively.
And in business, it can mean the perfect price point for a product where customers are happy to buy and the company makes a good profit.
So the sweet spot is all about finding that perfect balance in any situation.
Exactly. It is a very common and useful phrase in both casual and professional English.
Then we had the word scald. We talked about how hot water can scald your skin.
Yes, and while it is usually used for hot liquids, we can also use it metaphorically, like receiving a scalding review for a performance.
Ah, a scalding review. That means a very harsh, severe, and critical review, right?
Yes, it is so critical that it feels like it burns.
That is a very vivid image. I hope we never get any scalding reviews for our podcast.
Me too. I think our listeners are much too kind for that.
I agree. Our audience is wonderful.
We also mentioned the phrase go haywire when the shower system went crazy.
This is a very common idiom. We can use it when plans go wrong or when machines stop working correctly.
Yes, if your schedule goes haywire, it means everything is disorganized and running late.
Or if the stock market goes haywire, it means prices are fluctuating wildly and unpredictably.
It is a great, colorful phrase to describe chaos. And then we had fickle, which we use to describe water pressure.
Fickle is often used to describe the weather, especially in spring when it changes from sunny to rainy in a matter of minutes.
Yes, fickle weather is very common in many parts of the world. It can also describe a fickle public or fickle consumers who change their interests and trends very quickly.
So, a fickle person is someone who is not loyal and changes their mind constantly.
Exactly. It is a very expressive word.
Finally, we talked about playing hardball.
Yes, this is a great idiom that comes from baseball.
In business or politics, to play hardball means to use tough, aggressive tactics to get what you want, refusing to compromise.
Right, like a negotiator who plays hardball by threatening to walk away from a deal if their demands are not met.
It is a very useful phrase for professional contexts, but as we showed, you can also use it humorously for stubborn objects.
Yes, it adds a bit of humor and personality to your speech when you use it that way.
These are all such fantastic, versatile vocabulary words for our learners to practice.
They really are. I hope our listeners find opportunities to use them in their own English conversations.
I'm sure they will.
Speaking of remembering and practicing these great phrases we just discussed, did you know we have a complete PDF script available for this episode?
Oh, that is right. The PDF script is a fantastic tool for anyone who wants to review the dialogue and practice their pronunciation.
Yes, you can use it for shadowing, which is a great technique where you speak along with us to improve your rhythm and intonation.
It is also perfect for looking up any words you might have missed while listening to the audio.
You can download the PDF for free using the link in the description below or check the pinned comment.
And while you are down there, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell.
Yes, subscribing helps us grow and allows us to keep creating these free lessons for English learners all over the world.
We really appreciate all your support, and we love being a part of your English learning journey.
We really do. Thank you so much, everyone.
Now, let us do a quick final review of our target words.
Yes, let us do that.
All right, and speaking of reviewing, before we say goodbye today, let us do a quick recap of the 6 key expressions we used.
Our first word was temperamental. It describes something that is unpredictable, moody, or prone to sudden changes in behavior.
For example, my old car is very temperamental and often refuses to start on cold mornings.
Second, we had sweet spot, which is the optimum point, position, or combination of factors for maximum success.
An example would be, we need to find the sweet spot for our product's price so that it is both affordable and profitable.
Third, we discussed scald, which means to burn someone or something with extremely hot liquid or steam.
Be careful with that freshly brewed coffee as it is hot enough to scald your tongue.
Fourth, we use the phrase go haywire, which means to go out of control, behave erratically, or break down completely.
The office computer system went haywire after the power outage and we lost all our unsaved data.
Fifth, we had the word fickle, which means changing frequently and unpredictably, especially in terms of loyalty, interest, or condition.
Spring weather is notoriously fickle, so you should always carry an umbrella just in case.
And sixth, we talked about playing hardball, which means to act in a tough, uncompromising, and stubborn way to get what you want.
The company decided to play hardball during the contract negotiations and refused to offer any salary increases.
Those are our 6 target expressions for today. They are highly useful, natural words that will make your English sound much more advanced.
Absolutely. Try to write your own practice sentences using these words in the comment section below.
Yes, we would love to see how you use them. And that brings us to the end of today's conversation.
We hope you enjoyed discussing the silly daily struggle of the shower dial with us.
What about you guys? Do you have a temperamental shower at home, or is it easy to find the sweet spot? Let us know in the comments below.
Yes, we really want to read your answers and hear your own funny morning stories.
Thank you so much for listening and studying with us today.
Keep practicing, keep listening, and we will see you in the next episode of Emma's English Talk.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.